Okay, so we're doing our study guide today. Remember, we need to pull the information. Everybody show me you're pulling your information dance. We gotta pull the information right out of this chapter because tomorrow we're gonna play a fun little game to help us remember some of the stuff from the chapter. And then the day after that will be the weekend and you're gonna have plenty of time to study. Am I recording? I am. Okay, just wanna make sure. You'll have plenty of time to study. And then Monday, you're gonna come in and you're gonna do what? We are taking a test on Monday, chapter 2. Last time I let you guys use your book. Guess what? Most of you didn't use your book because your grades reflected it, okay? If I'm giving you the book and saying, here, all the stuff from your test is going to be in the book. So there should be no reason that we don't take our time and do the test nicely with good handwriting. We do the test slowly. We take our time. Look, there is no reward for being the first one done. I don't reward you if you're like, oh, I'm done. Cool. I would much rather you take your time and get a good grade. So, are we going to see better test grades this time?
Yes.
I really hope so, okay? I really want to see good test grades on this. Okie dokie, so let's jump right in. We're going to be doing this together. You want to make sure that you get this information because this is what's going to be on the test. So it's a really good opportunity for you to make sure you understand everything, and it's a really good opportunity to make sure that you're paying attention. Okay? So we're going to do an attention check. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Oh, everybody but Tyler. Okay, that's enough. And it's if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Just like that. So Tyler, are you ready? Are you listening? Okay, all right, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Thank you. All right, so take your finger like this and put it on the blue box on the page of your workbook page. Notice that you have some definitions in the box, and right next door neighbor to those definitions, you have some terms. Terms that are in the book. Terms that are vocabulary terms and things that you need to know. Terms that you can easily find the answer for. I want best handwriting on this because I'm going to start passing back work that doesn't have handwriting I can read. I take off points if I can't read the handwriting too. So please be neat. Number 1, delegate. Which of those is the definition for delegate, Kai?
Introducing an agreement that is not exceeded.
No, that is not a delegate.
I'm reading it. Well, it is a person who is
Keep going. Represents.
represent a group of people.
Excellent job, Tyler Williams. Number 1, delegate, letter E. It is a person that represents a group of people. Remember, we talked about this whenever they started writing the Constitution. Remember that Articles of Confederation was weak and we needed something that was strong. So a bunch of people came together and they started writing the Constitution. These people were delegates. What were they?
Delegates.
And these delegates went and they represented different groups of people. They represented their states. Remember, we had 13 states at the time, and they represented each of these states. They came in and they spoke on behalf of their people. That is a delegate. Very good, Tyler. Excellent work. All right, let's see who else is going to get involved in this. Number 2, we need the definition for compromise. Aiden Vanderberg?
It's an agreement that is not
Exactly.
and that's exactly what is
Either side.
either side wants, but something both sides can agree to.
Excellent job. So for compromise, we're looking at letter B, and he is 100% correct. It's an agreement. It's not exactly what everybody wanted, but they can agree on it. It's like if I was gonna get us some pizza, and this side of the room wanted pepperoni, and this side of the room wanted sardines. And I'm like, okay, well, these guys don't want pepperoni. These guys definitely don't want sardines. How about we get a cheese pizza?
Yeah.
And then we can all agree that some pizza is better than no pizza at all. So Some pizza is better than no pizza at all. So maybe you guys didn't get your pepperonis and maybe you guys didn't get your sardines, but at least we're getting some pizza. That's called a compromise. We didn't all get what we wanted, but we got something and we could all agree on that one thing. Number 3, I'm looking for the definition of exports. Hi?
Exports. Goods that leave a country.
Very good. Exports are letter D, goods that leave the country. Remember, we talked about this. If I'm going out the door, I am exiting the classroom. I'm going out. I'm leaving. I'm an export. But if I was coming in, I'm coming into the room. I'm an import. Yeah, very good. So let's look at number 4 then. Imports. What's the definition for that, Nathan?
Goods that come into a country.
Very good. Very good. Number 4. Goods that come into a country, letter F. So if it's coming in, it's an import. Think in, import. If it's something going out, it's an exit, export. Okay, so that's a good way to remember those things. Number 5. Let me see if I can pull my camera up here. Make sure that we're actually still recorded. Okay, good, we are. So number 5. I'm looking for the definition of preamble. What does that mean? Tyler Williams? Something very simple. Aiden?
G?
No. Tyler again? Introduction. Excellent job. Is that what you're going to say, Honesty? I saw that look on your face. You're like, he took my answer. Yes, exactly right. Remember, a preamble is simply an introduction. We have the preamble to the Constitution, which was basically introducing what we are going to see. And remember, we looked at the Constitution paper, and it was all that big, long, fancy words. And the preamble just kind of gave us an introduction to what we are going to be looking at. So remember, pre means, the word pre, guys, look at me real fast, okay? This is important. The word pre means before. So think an introduction means something's being introduced. It would come before, and that can help you remember. Preamble means introduction. Number 6, I need the definition for ratify. Nathan?
A government that's run by...
Not quite what I'm looking for. We talked about ratify yesterday. Morgan Cash? What's that one? Approve. Yes, very good. Letter G. Remember, we talked about ratify yesterday. If I want to ratify a law, I have to have it approved. And remember, we wanted to ratify the Constitution yesterday. They needed 9 states to ratify it. Did they get their 9 states to ratify the Constitution?
Yeah.
Yes, very good. And last, I'm going to let everybody answer this one all together. I need the definition for republic. What is a republic?
C.
Yes, C.
Government. C.
A government run by representatives. Okay? Remember, representatives, like the delegates that go and they represent your state to make these laws and to pass these laws. So number 7 is C.
Yes, bitch.
Oh. All right, we're doing the same thing. Take a finger. And next blue box down. We're matching people now. So we're not matching terms. Hold on. We're not matching terms. We're matching people with their description. So which of those descriptions describes Daniel Shays?
J.
Yes, excellent work. J. Remember, Daniel Shays, we learned about him way at the beginning of the chapter. He led a rebellion against a state. And that's whenever they decided, we need some laws because we don't want citizens to just be able to decide they're not happy and get a big crazy mob. Remember we talked about taking our big crazy mob over to 4th grade and sharpening our pencils and remember? Well, we don't want that to happen. People were scared that that would happen. So because of the Daniel Shays rebellion, new laws started to go into place. Number 9, which of those describes James Madison, Aiden Vanderberg?
Was the detergent was the most planned?
Not quite who I'm looking for with James Madison. Honesty?
K.
No? Nathan? We talked about him yesterday.
I.
so we're going to talk a little bit about this since we had a hard time. We had a long walk off the short bridge there. So remember, James Madison had ideas that formed the basis of the Constitution. So when you think Constitution, Aiden Vanderberg, Chloe Hahn, when you think Constitution, you should automatically think James Madison. Constitution, James Madison. Constitution, James Madison. Okay, he had those original ideas, and that put the whole foundation down for us to have that Constitution.
Miss Jones.
Number 10.
Miss Beth. Yes, ma'am. Sydney Marshawn over. Yes, ma'am.
Number 10. We need to describe George Mason. Tyler?
Did somebody say Miss Jones? Yes, ma'am. Kayleen and Melanie's on the way to class. Thank you.
Maybe go into your book and find where we talked about George Mason. Chloe? Yes, I. Remember, he said slavery would bring the judgment of heaven on a country. George Mason was the one that was in total disagreement with slavery. He thought that it was ungodly, and he was correct. Slavery was ungodly. So letter I. Number 11. Sorry about the interruptions there. Number 11. Everybody tell me what letter is it? Okay, and let's talk a little bit about this because Benjamin Franklin is very important. He said, the older I grow, the more likely I am to doubt my own judgment, and to pay more respect to the judgment of others. Benjamin Franklin had a big role. Honestly, you should probably have your eyes up here, Rihanna. You should probably pay attention to me. Benjamin Franklin had a very important role. He was very, very important when it came to writing the Constitution, okay? So James Madison had those original ideas, but Benjamin Franklin was very instrumental in having everything pass through. All right, this last part we're going to do, I'm going to erase what we have so far. So everybody make sure you have it. Okay. We're going to erase that, and we're going to go to the bottom part here. Now we are matching descriptions. Stop. We're matching descriptions with the correct branch of the government. Find that page in your book where we discussed the branches of the government. That's page 34. Turn into your textbook to page 34 and let's look at those branches of the government. Okay? So, which of those branches of the government makes the laws? Nathan. Legislative branch. So 12, we've got letter N. Now we're going to use the letters N, and L multiple times because we're talking about these things. We're talking about all the different things that they do. Okay, so we'll be using these more than once. But number 12, yes, the part of the government, the branch of the government that makes the laws, that is the legislative branch. Number 13 has Supreme Court judges.
And
Very good. And the judicial branch. Number 14 is the president. Chloe?
L.
L. Very good. The executive branch. Number 15 decides if laws have been broken. Aiden Vanderberg.
M.
M. Very good. The judicial branch. Number 16, this is Congress. Kai?
It's executive,
No.
N.
N, it is the legislative branch. Use your book. You're not even on page 34. Remember I said, if you get to page 34, you'll see, look, all the different branches of government are right there. Yep. So 16 is Congress. That is the legislative branch. And everybody tell me what letter for 17?
L.
L. Remember that the executive branch carries out the laws. So L. And then flip to the back page. Everybody have this?
Yeah.
Brianna, you got it? Cool. Make sure your names are on the front of that too before you flip over because I throw away no name papers. I do. I toss them right in the trash. All right, let's look at number 18. You're gonna need your book for this part. Who said, which of the people that we've talked about, all the different people we talked about, who said the delegates, who said that the delegates should vote for the Constitution?
James Madison.
No, remember, James Madison had the original ideas, but somebody else was very important with the Constitution, Kai?
But legislate slaves in.
No, we're not talking about the branches of government anymore. I'm talking about a person.
Supreme Court.
We're not talking about the branches of government anymore. The person who said the delegates should vote for the Constitution.
Isaac.
Nope. Look in your book. I said when we were going over the original stuff that when we were going over the front page that there was a person who was very, very important to the Constitution. We're not talking about branches of government anymore. Get your brains off branches of government. Look at page 42. Nathan?
Benjamin Franklin.
There we go. Holy long walk off a short bridge. Benjamin Franklin. I want everyone to look at page 42 in their book. On page 42 in your book it says, Benjamin Franklin, a delegate from Pennsylvania, helped write the Constitution. Toward the end of the convention, he wrote a speech. First, he said that he did not agree with every part of the Constitution, but he added, the older I grow, the more likely I am to doubt my own judgment and to pay respect to the judgment of others. Franklin said that all the delegates should vote for the Constitution. Franklin said all the delegates should vote for the Constitution. Now, when you take your test on Monday, say I make it open book, am I going to tell you page numbers?
No.
No. So it's going to be up to you to go through and find this information when it comes to test time on Monday. Number 19. Ooh, we've talked about this so very much. Number 19. How many states needed to approve the Constitution to make it a law?
9.
Thank you very much. 9 states. And did we get it? Yes. Okay, so what was the main difference between the Federalist and the Anti-Federalist? The blank did not like the Constitution. Nathan?
The Federalist.
No, the Anti-Federalist. Can you sit down, please, Kai? Thank you. The Anti-Federalist. So think about it like this. If you don't like something, you're anti that. Like if you don't like sardines on your pizza, then you're anti-sardines. So think, they didn't like the Constitution, which meant they were anti-Constitution, but we call them anti-Federalists. And of course, we know that in the next blank right below that, you should write what?
Federalist.
Yes, Federalists liked the Constitution.
Oh, you don't need to write it. We have it in my book.
I do need to write it because I'm putting the study guide on the board. Please don't tell me how to do what I'm doing. Yes, ma'am.
Can I go to the restroom?
Yes. Ooh. Number 21. What did the Anti-Federalists want to add to the Constitution, Kai?
Anti-Federalists, they thought the Constitution was a bad idea. They believed it took away from small states. Anti-Federalists wanted a statement or rights to protect their freedom.
So what was it called that protected their freedom? Right there. You just read it. Nope.
The Bill of Rights.
Very good. The Bill of Rights.
I left Venn diagrams on your desk for the two that were absent yesterday.
They are in their makeup work packets, which are on top of my file cabinet next to my desk.
They're gonna work on them today.
Okay, yeah, they're in the makeup work packets. Yep. Very good, Kai. The Bill of Rights. Remember, the Constitution was what?
Strong.
It was very strong. But they didn't want, the Anti-Federalists didn't want the government to have so much power. They wanted to protect their rights as states. So they proposed the Bill of Rights, which wound up being a part of our Constitution. Number 22. Number 22. What freedom did the Baptists in Virginia want to protect? They're Baptists, so think about that. Nathan? Sort of like the church. Can anybody think of the name the word I'm looking for though?
Country.
No. Kai? It's not there.
Yeah, this what pagan.
Okay, well just think about it this way. I'm not gonna go page numbers here. He said church, and he's on the right track. They wanted freedom to worship however they wanted. They wanted freedom of religion. Everyone say freedom of religion.
Freedom of religion.
And that winds up being in our Bill of Rights. So the Baptists in Virginia wanted to make sure that they were going to be able to worship how they wanted. They wanted freedom of religion. They did not want someone telling them, hey, this is how you need to be worshiping. So they wanted to be ensured that they were going to have freedom of religion. And James Madison talked to the Baptists in Virginia, and then he came back and he said, listen, we need to include this. They will sign the Constitution. They will ratify it if there's freedom of religion involved. And that's how we got freedom of religion involved in our Bill of Rights. So 23 and 24 are squished together. So we got two answers. What are two reasons the Constitution has lasted so long? We talked about this yesterday. Its authors were what?
Where its authors were
Strong.
Not strong, that's not the word I'm looking for. It's a word that means very smart. Starts with a W. I'm pointing at you.
Its
Its authors were what?
where
Alright, so let's go. Let's look in our book. What is it?
With wise.
Wise, very good. So go on to page 47 in your book. There's a heading that says Strength of the Constitution. The authors were very wise.
I see it.
I'm going to borrow your book real fast for you. So I'm going to read this part on page 47 while you guys get caught up, okay? Strength of the Constitution. The United States Constitution has lasted longer than any other written constitution. Two major reasons explain its long life. Remember, I said this yesterday and I wrote it on the board. First of all, its authors were wise, just like Aiden told us. Most of the founding fathers were well educated and they had virtue. Many were not Christians, but they all knew the Bible well. They also studied other governments, and since people often make bad choices, the founders designed a limited government. No part could easily tell another what to do. Each part limits the others. Second, God gave grace to America. Without true religion and morals, a nation will struggle to survive. God blessed America with revivals that changed people to love God and others. This change led people to live moral lives. It made the nation secure and strong. Many nations have tried to copy the Constitution, but few have succeeded. Without the blessing of God, the Constitution is only words on paper. So what's the other one? The authors were wise, and Chloe, what?
God gave grace.
Yes, God gave grace to America. So that's 23 and 24. God gave grace. Make sure that you put that together down there, though, because it says 23-24. Make sure that you put it on the right ones. Yeah. And the same thing, we got two answers for the last one, 25 and 26. And I just read this to you as well. What are two things a nation needs to survive? True what?
Religion.
Religion. And what's the other one? Kai?
True,
I said true religion and what? Very bottom of the page.
it's made the nations trying to copy.
Oh, you're a little bit past it. Nathan?
Only words from a paper.
No. It says, second, God gave grace to America. Without true religion and morals, a nation will struggle to survive. What was the other thing? True religion and what? Chloe?
I know religion, but I don't know.
I just read it to you.
True religion and
What?
morals.
Morals. There we go. That's why I was reading it out loud to you guys. See, if you tune in and you pay attention, I might just be giving you answers as we speak. Never know. Can I help you?
This one's page 28, but this is on a seal 28.
That's fine, sweetheart. It's just the introduction to your chapter. All right, listen up. This is super duper important, so your attention is a must right now. It is your responsibility to keep up with your study guide. You will need to bring it back to me on Monday. This is something really great because we just did it together. We all contributed to the conversation. So we all did this together, which means we all get a free 100. Free, easy 100. Here's the only thing you have to do. You have to have this on Monday. I'm going to go ahead and turn our video off because they don't need this information. Bye, guys.